Amidst the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, Israel has eliminated another Hamas chief, Yahya Sinwar. He is known as the mastermind behind the October 7th attacks. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu hailed Israeli forces and has demanded the release of the hostages. He sent a message to the people of Gaza, saying the war can end tomorrow if Hamas lays down its weapons and releases all the hostages. Meanwhile, Hamas has still not confirmed the death of the Hamas chief. Israel has accused Sinwar of masterminding October 7th attack, which is the deadliest in Israeli history. Israel has been hunting him down since the start of the Gaza war. Israel's announcement of Sinwar comes weeks after Israeli forces eliminated Hezbollah top commander Hassan Nasrallah. Mehdi Garg is joining us for more details on this story. Mehdi, what bearing will the killing of Yahya Sinwar have on the Gaza conflict in the coming days?
Well, yes, so they're big developments we are tracking because right now the demand for release of hostages are being done by, Israel also. And after Israel also, France is demanding. Emmanuel Macron has also stated that there should be the release of hostages because right now, the Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar has been eliminated, has been killed by the Israeli forces. And after that, several world leaders have also commented and congratulated Israel for this big win. And after that, France President Emmanuel Macron has also, mentioned that the release of hostages is very important. And not only Macron, Uday, also US President Joe Biden has hailed the elimination of Hamas, saying it is a very good day for Israel and also for the world. And apart from that, US Vice President Kamala Harris has also mentioned that this is a very big win and this can be the beginning of an end. And also, if we talk about the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, then he also mentioned that we can end this fight, in 1 to 2 days if the military organizations can release the hostages and also, surrender in front of them. And after, killing off this mastermind of the Hamas attack on Israel, the US president also have stated that, this proves that once again that no terrorist anywhere in the world can escape justice. And no matter how long it takes. And also, there is a sense of, satisfaction that is coming from all over the world leaders also because Kamala Harris, if we talk about her, she mentioned that the release of hostages will also be a very big message because those hostages will try to get and will have a feeling of, their right to identity, their right to, to talk and to say whatever they want to, because right now they are held hostages by the military organizations, and the regular demands are being, put up by the several world leaders after Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, also the France's President Emmanuel Macron on his X platform, and also
Suresh Goel, former diplomat, also in fact joins us now live. Suresh Goel, what do you make of this development in the Gaza conflict? And as some are now calling it, perhaps this is finally the beginning of the end of the conflict?
I do hope so. I'm not quite sure whether we can call it the beginning of the end or the end of the beginning. I have no idea really. The fact is that yes, Israel and more particularly Prime Minister Netanyahu did say that this war will continue till the end of Hamas. Now, whether he will consider the death of Sinwar as the end of Hamas, I'm not quite sure. The agenda for the war in Gaza and Lebanon and in Syria and in Yemen seems to have not really just quite how it began on 7 October, which was tragic, which was absolutely horrendous. But the fact is that the way the war has now expanded, it has taken on a different kind of a turn, and therefore we need to wait how this event will actually impact on the future of the war. Israel might decide to lower the war intensity. Israel might decide to go further all out in Gaza. My sense is that Yahya's death is not going to end the war. And which is what actually, if we have to look for peace in the area, the regional peace and security, and if we want to look at really things not escalating beyond a point, I think that's a bit doubtful even at this stage. Yes.
All right. Pathikrit Payan, international affairs expert, also joins us. Pathikrit, how do you react to this big development? Benjamin Netanyahu announcing that Yahya Sinwar has been eliminated by Israeli forces.
Well, certainly it's a major victory for the IDF, considering the fact that this person was considered to be the mastermind of the October 7 massacre that happened in Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that it is perhaps the beginning of the end Well, he is right in saying that, because there is definitely a major dent that Israel has created so far as the top leadership of both Hezbollah and Hamas is concerned. But it is highly unlikely that the war is going to end right away, because even if Israel wants to go for a ceasefire, it is not likely that Hamas would be willing to go for that, because that would almost mean conceding defeat in the hands of Israel. The biggest concern for Israel would, however, continue to remain the rocket attacks that has continued with impunity. So I think there's a strong possibility, as has been mentioned in many of the television channels as well, that Khalid Mashal is going to be the next successor of Yahya Sinwar in Hamas. For Hamas and Hezbollah, one can definitely say that these organizations are definitely on the down, but certainly not out. The conflict that's going on in Middle East may have reached a critical inflection point where Israel may have an edge, but it is far from over. And if, in case Israel goes for a major assault on Iran in retaliation to the ballistic missile attack that Iran did a few days back, then probably the war would enter a completely new league or dimension, where Iran would ensure that Hamas and Hezbollah continues to wage bigger attacks on Israel on behalf of Iran. So it is a very critical situation. Potential possibility of conflict ending right now is highly unlikely. We have to wait and watch how it works out. But definitely, it's a very volatile situation. It's not that just because Yahya Sinwar has been killed, Hamas would completely concede defeat or agree for ceasefire.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.